Okay, right, go for it, Karen.
It's intimidating to be pinned down. Um,
Okay, so what's changed since you joined the membership, Creatives Arise?
I'm not sure, but I'll go back to the beginning, and it was October of 2020 that I came to my first Believers Grace Network meeting.
Oh, yeah, yeah, of
So
course. It's just
that's
before COVID,
it
wasn't
was
it? Yeah.
it was the highlight of my week every Sunday afternoon.
Oh, oh, that's
And
nice.
then when the membership opened up, I thought he's going to go from the free group to his attention being paid to his paid group, and Believers Grace Network is going to fizzle away, and I'm going to lose all this. And so, just out of self-defense,
Mm.
I thought it was worth to pay Paul some money to be able to still be in the group.
Mm-hmm. And that is kind of what's happened a bit,
Yeah,
unfortunately, but yeah. Cool. Excellent.
it isn't meant to be an insult, but it's
No.
not about Paul. It's the Holy Spirit. I'm greedy to be in
Mm-hmm.
His presence with the group, and it just happens to be that Paul is providing the platform for us to get
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Good. What about
So
what's changed with you?
I'm grateful, and I think it was coming at the same time to want to focus on a small group of people to get more intimately to know them better and to allow myself to be known better, and that has worked out that way. And so
Yeah.
it's the same thing with Matt Tommy. There were hundreds of people. It was nice to meet them, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, so the very first biz chat, Lois and I and two other girls met each other, and we just made our own little separate
That's
group from
nice.
that point on. So that was good.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I'm grateful to feel like there's a smaller accountability setting.
And haven't you started writing a book since you joined the membership?
It was just before. In 20, I just have always just been a homemaker alone
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But when the pandemic started, I was with Matt Tommy, and then I got a financial membership, and then started with Believers Great Network in October. Then 2021 came, and the Lord told me that my word was going to be mastery. And then I joined a songwriters group, got vocal coaching,
Mm-hmm.
did that for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Had COVID, and while I was flat on my back, the Lord said, "It's time to write the book."
Yay.
And so between November and April, I compiled a sheet music collection
Ah.
of several hundred of songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then in April, Matt Tommy sent an email inviting to a Shelley Hits Christian Book Academy
Mm-hmm.
seminar. So I went, did that. And then I thought, well, maybe doing the book meant writing the book about my trip to Abu Dhabi in 2013. So since from May to now, that's been my focus. And so with that, my YouTube channel has been pretty neglected. And going into 2023, in November, I asked the Lord, okay, 2021 was mastery, 2022 was launch.
Mm.
A couple weeks ago, I said, what's my word? Immediately the word sparkle came to me. I was like, what? What does that mean? And I thought about how those who turn many to righteousness shall shine as the stars of heaven. So I said, okay, am I finally going to make an impact in the world in
Time to shine.
2023?
I like that.
Time to shine. So I'm
Woo-hoo.
trusting that.
Yeah. So
So
that's 2023, is it? Time to shine.
that's a good way to put it. And so my goals are to have this book published, and then I'll have to learn to market it and all these different things. So it's good to be in the group with Paul to be able to get individualized attention there. I went to a seminar 2 weekends ago by my vocal coach to train people for the idea of becoming vocal coaches. And that just really intrigued me because I've learned so much, and I would love to share that with other people. So I don't know if that would be an income thing to learn to be a coach, to learn how to market books, and maybe to learn to market the sheet music of books.
Yeah, I was just thinking that might be a quite good opportunity for getting your music out there, is to learn how to
And
do short music excerpts and things.
when I joined the songwriters group, I learned that a very small percentage of people can read music. They just sing it and record it, but they can't write it down to transfer it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I spent a couple months, and I had a deadline. A certain person wanted to be my guinea pig. I was going to see her in July, and so I worked and made all kinds of slides to create a course. I would call it conversational music notation for songwriters.
Mm-hmm.
So those slides are out there. So it's just,
who knows?
Different possibilities that the Lord will lead me. In the meantime, I'm trying to get my house in order at all times, because I'm always haunted by, if you're not faithful in small things, you won't be trusted with big things. So I'm under the Lord's training, learning to be faithful in the small things.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Lots of changes there. Fantastic. Okay, Melody, you're up next.
Hi. I don't have any answers. I'm just along for the ride because Holy Spirit's the coach. What can I say?
But what's changed since you joined the membership? There's quite a few things have changed.
The people that are involved, all of you guys are like, you're like the things that I take from these gatherings become like feathers in you put them on and you can fly better because you have them in there. You have these words, the words, they speak life. The prophecies.
That's a nice analogy, isn't it?
It just showed me a picture of feathers and wings, but
yeah,
it does help because, otherwise you're just alone with your family, well, whoever you're connected to online, but it's really wonderful to have all of you for friends and just.
No, we're all helping each other fly.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I'll share that with Paul because Creatives Arise kind of, that was his vision, was to, allow creatives to sort of take off in the church and get the platform that they needed to shine. Yeah, fantastic.
Right. Now I see a painting with a big bird flying and these feathers with names on, words on them. Feathers. Yeah.
You're doing a lot more painting now, aren't you, Melody?
Sort of. There's a busy time, but boy, the next New Year's coming up, and that's always a good time because everything's kind of quiet in those few months until the calves start to come, and then we're busy.
Yeah. Cool. What have you got a major change or a goal for 2023 that you want to share?
I really believe that freedom is a big word for all of us. Freedom of restriction, freedom from all the things that have held us back. I really believe that we need to see success and that the veil is coming off of people's eyes and that what else is it? Just so much that like the grave clothes coming off Lazarus. He told us to take the grave clothes.
Cool. Coming out and flying off. Excellent.
A coming out party, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Melody. That was really nice. Okay, Tanya, you're up next. And then we've just got one more and then. Okay, so what's major change since you joined? Well, we know one.
Oh yeah, the trumpet, that's right. And that came through a prophetic word, actually, that Paul gave me. I kind of admitted to him secretly that I wanted to play an instrument. It's like, Holy Spirit will whisper something to you, right? And you're kind of like, I don't want to admit that. I don't want to say that out loud, because once you say it out loud, it's like has power. And so I admitted to him, and he's like, you need to go buy a trumpet. You just need to go do it. And so I did. But yeah, I think that is one. And for me, I think it's kind of trying to work through what Melody was just saying, kind of not letting those things hinder me that used to hinder me.
Mhm.
I think I've been gaining some confidence. I mean, it just came at the right time. That God's timing is perfect, right? So the fact that Paul did it when he did, and I wasn't sure if I was going to join simply because I have another mentor group that I'm a part of. And I was like, gosh, should I do that? I don't know if I should, whatever. And I was like, I just felt the nudge, like, go, just do it. And I'm really glad I did, because like everyone else has said, the community is just golden. Everybody's just golden here. So yeah, it's the intimacy of the group. It's, I look forward to, I like Simon was saying, I get to do, we get to do life together instead
Yeah.
of feeling alone.
Yeah.
And I've just been very encouraged. And as far as my work goes, I don't know. I think I'm just kind of chugging along, sort of. Most of the time, and I think it's just being an artist, I feel frustrated with what I do. I mean, I'll just be honest. I just feel frustrated most of the time. But I think since my spotlight that was kind of highlighted about how working with the oil and the watercolor has been kind of highlighted to me, that I need to press into that. So that's what I'll be doing next year. And over the next 2 weeks, I want to I know I'm a slow processor, so I'm just going to let myself process all the words. And around this time of year, I just deal with a lot of emotions. So I know I'm trying to let myself do that. I mean, you've got some healing to do when you're like crawled up on the floor with your cat crying. So that's the kind of stuff I do to kind of, just deal with stuff. But this group has been, just like a cornerstone for helping me discover that. And next year I want to, I was writing it down. I just want to, like I said, push it myself artistically and produce work that I'm really proud of. It doesn't have to be perfect or up to somebody else's standards, but I just want to be, that's what I guess is important to me, is that I'm proud of it. Like I can go, that's my work. And I think that's what will push me over the edge of feeling weird about talking about it. I mean, if somebody asks me a question or there's some direct link, but me just getting out there talking about it feels very weird to me. So like, I know Paul and a lot of people get on and start talking, and I think there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel weird, me personally, I feel weird doing that. And so I just have to get over that. And I'm going to continue obviously with this group, but I'm also joining a watercolor group of a watercolorist I really love. That's going to start in February. So I have the next month and a half or so to kind of, I think I want to go deep with my oils. Plus I'm working on some stuff with Simon, trying to produce some watercolors to his music. So I'm working on that, but I think the biggest thing for me is just trying to keep focus. I don't know if you guys have that as much of an issue as I do, but keeping my focus and keeping on is, the important part. Just you feel like you've been away from it for long, and like the last couple of days, I'm just looking at my studio, going, I'll get there sometime. And even when I have time, I'm just like, so, yeah, this group has been great. I feel like I'm finding out who I am and what kind of work I want to produce and how to get there, to bottom line it. So
yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, right, Karen Travis, you're up next. So I don't know if you missed the beginning. The questions were what has changed since you joined the group with you, either spiritually, physically, artistically, emotionally, or business wise, and do you have a sort of a major goal or a goal? Doesn't have to be major, just changes that you want to see in 2023.
Okay, I always like to be last. I do. I always ask if I can be last. So this was a gift. Thank you. I forgot to take notes of, oh yeah, I feel that way. I will start with the next year's goal. And it's the biggest thing is to get this book. I want an editor and a publisher in my present first and foremost. I want them to appear.
Yeah.
And so that's major. And also I'd like to dabble more in abstract. I really love it, and kind of just I could relate to you, Tanya. I go to do it and I'm like, So we have the accountability is important here. So I am saying now I'm going to do this. So you're going to ask me, how's the abstract coming, right? Or how's the book coming, right? Because I have to edit that thing. I've only edited it 50 times, probably 51 times. Okay, so prayer support has been amazing. The authenticity, the honesty of everybody, the encouragement, the friendships, all of you. Paul and Fran, your time with me that one day just kind of was life-changing in giving me grace for myself. So that was a major thing that I'm learning this year, is to be graceful. Like right now, I don't feel like doing an absolute thing. And I'm saying, it's okay, Karen, you didn't sleep well last night. And you have these dogs that are running around like you're lugging 7 bags to a house every other. So it's okay that you're tired.
Yeah.
So I am giving myself grace. And I agree with you, Melody. Words speak life. Everyone's words are just really powerful. And the title, Creatives Arise, I keep holding on to that. Creative, we're going to arise. We're all going to arise. We're all going to arise. And I hold on to that. I just like put it in the corner of my whatever right there. And creatives are going to arise. So what a group to be part of. Thank you.
Cool. And just a little tip that I found useful that I've practiced in terms of getting on with the art. You don't have to join a group necessarily, just find one other person that is available to do art on Zoom once a week. So I enjoy painting once I get started, but I don't have my own space. And I use my dining room table. So I have to kind of set it all up in order to do art. And if it's just me, I kind of put it off, and I'm not that keen on doing it. And I get a little bit, I like painting, but I'm a bit bored just doing it on my own. So I don't even know how this started, but I started going on Zoom with Melody, Lisa, another friend of art, and Catherine, and we just chatted. We didn't necessarily talk about the art or the paint, but we just talk whilst we're painting. We help each other. I've learned loads of stuff from Melody and Lisa and Catherine, etc. And just the fact that I'm providing the Zoom link means that I have to do it on a Tuesday night because they're expecting it. And even when I don't necessarily feel like it, I'll do it anyway, and then I enjoy it and I just get on and do it. So find somebody, that that's in the same boat. Kind of Melody was sort of in the same boat. She wasn't really producing much art, so the fact that we do it on a Tuesday night means she's got to get her paintbrushes out as well, and just do it together. And help each other out, and it's kind of like making that commitment. It's a bit like praying together or something, isn't it? And we do pray for each other sometimes. And Marjolaine, one of the other girls, who's not in this group, but she was in the prayer group on a Sunday night. She started doing art now. She's a good artist, but she, with life, and she'd moved house, etc. She kind of put it to one side, and it got to the point where if I wasn't available to do it on a Thursday night, because I do it on a Thursday as well, she would do her Zoom link so the others could do it even if I wasn't available. So it kind of grows, and Shelley comes along sometimes. We've invited Lois. I think she's kind of busy. Tanya's come along a couple of times, so it doesn't have to be the same people every time, but just the fact that you've got that commitment to do it makes you do it regularly, and then and it becomes it gets its own momentum, and it just kind of, so you'll paint to help other people more than you do it for yourself. That's just human nature. So give yourself a commitment to somebody else, and then you'll do more of it yourself. If that makes sense. Shelley, did you want to add something to that?
Sorry, well, actually, I wanted to ask you, Fran, what have you learned, and what
Thank you.
what would you like to see in
That's nice of you.
2023? And is there a prayer meeting Friday morning? Well, it's morning for me. Friday?
No, because we're traveling to Scotland.
Okay, well, safe
We're
travels.
in the car, so yeah, no, there wouldn't be. And did you spot that in the chat? Lewis is up for joining with other people, making it up with anyone who would like to. So maybe post it in the chat what times and days you're available, and get on there. That sounds good. So I think the changes that I've noticed since the membership, definitely got more confident with art. I'm doing more. I'm willing to experiment. I've put watercolors set on my wish list for Santa, and I'd like to experiment with that. I'm considering, I now know, and I learned this through the Zoom people that I was doing art with, that I'm a realistic painter. I learned abstract with Lois, and she gave me all sorts of techniques, and it was a lot of fun, but I didn't get much satisfaction from it. And Catherine, my other friend, noticed that I was realistic, and I get a lot of satisfaction from that. So I've painted for other people. So I've given all of my family a personal painting that's meaningful for them, and had it framed and given them as a gift, etc. So for 2023, I want to actually start producing something, a collection of stuff that I can get put prints, cards. Maybe I could probably sell some stuff in my gym, and I'd like to maybe get into some galleries. We've got quite a lot of stuff around Gosport. Actually, we're very fortunate with the amount of artistic outlet there is around Gosport. I think Lois will probably agree with me on that. There's loads of galleries and things, and various collections and people, etc. And there's one right across the road from me, the Yellow Edge Gallery. They're putting exhibitions on all the time. So, and it's quite local, local and low key. So you don't have to be a famous painter to get in there, which is quite nice. So I think that's my major thing for 2023, and I think it's been brilliant meeting all these people. It's kind of broadened my horizons. I think when I see what Madeline's doing, and what Karen Silvernail's doing with the books and the music, and Simon putting music and stuff together. It's really nice to see the way it all kind of dovetails, and what we all learn from each other. You guys inspire me. I look at what some of the things that you achieve, and I just think that's so inspiring. I mean, I look at what Deb does with Photoshop, because I've tried Photoshop. And I remember the first time I saw a car, that she created in Photoshop, my mouth just fell open. I went, I don't believe that's Photoshop. All of that. I kind of thought, yeah, she's taken a photograph of a car and she's put it in Photoshop and she's doctored it, but the fact that she'd actually created it from the beginning in Photoshop, I was like, I'm awed. There's so much talent out there, really is. It's so inspiring, and just seeing the increase in confidence, and the way Paul's been able to kind of bring out the spirituality and everything. I just think it's really exciting, because we've been in a prophetic group meeting in person before COVID, and there was a prophetic expression of every kind of gift except the creative one. So that there wasn't much expression in music. It was all just sort of wordy prophetic stuff. And there was a couple of people would bring pictures to give a prophetic word, but there wasn't anybody actually painting stuff. And it's just so nice to see that happening, because we've been labeled as kind of a bit out there, you know, a bit weird, or you know, we don't really fit in with normal church. So this is like our church, you know. We don't go to a physical church anymore because you know, we have everything we need in all these people here, and it's really good. And I would like to see Paul's membership grow in 2023, and eventually I would like to see us not having to do any other job, and we just do the membership, and you know, that pays our wage, and then we want to go traveling. So that might not be next year, but we'd like to sell the gym and eventually you know, travel around and actually meet everybody in person. That would be really nice eventually. So yeah, but yeah, it's just nice to see everybody grow, and I've seen loads of changes in everybody. I can't think of anybody that has stayed static, and that's just really encouraging. So it's, yeah, no, it's really good. What's the time? Oh, the time is, yeah, our time's up, but we've all answered. Lois, Tuesdays when I do, I've just looked. I'll post tomorrow.
Oh, is it, Fran? Oh, well, you know, as you were talking, I know some people, I mean, wanted to look at some watercolor stuff. I know you do too, don't you? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should have your group and another group, or do we all want to come on your group then? I don't know really.
Well, let's experiment. Let's experiment. But Tuesdays is my main night.
Okay, your night, is it? Okay.
That
would be fine for me actually too. Okay, what I've said here is just I'll post in the new year, and we'll talk it through in the new year on the stream and just see what happens. Okay, that will be lovely. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming on. Oh, and Shelley wants to do watercolor too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be linking. I'll be putting a Zoom link out tomorrow night, Tuesday, 8 o'clock UK time.
Okay.
Join me. The more the merrier. Yeah, that sounds good. So this will be the last one of 2022.
Wow.
And then the next one will be because next Monday is Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas. So we won't have a Zoom that night. And then the one after that is the 2nd of January, which is a bank holiday here. So we won't be doing that one. I don't think we are. But Paul will post if that's different. So the next one will be the 9th of January. The Monday the 9th of January will be the first one in 2023. But keep posting, keep chatting, keep praying for each other. It's really, really good prayer support. I noticed Sally is speaking quite a lot into that now, which is really, really nice to see her supported there. Just keep posting your prayer requests, and I hope everybody has a lovely Christmas. And I'm really excited about seeing all these projects coming to fruition in 2023. So exciting. Okay. All right.
Bye everybody. God bless.
Now everybody have a lovely Christmas.
Bless everybody.
Bye. God bless.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.